Okay, we're here with Peter Mohn from M1nd-set. Thank you for talking to us this afternoon. Welcome. There's been lots of things happening for you guys, and we'll talk about that a bit later. But what I wanted to ask you was more about what you do sort of, I guess, day to day, week on week, month on month. You do a lot of bespoke studies for your partners and clients, and a lot of it is regional. So or even by product as well. But I wanted to ask you, are there any common denominators globally and across all products that you observe?
I do think that the human being isn't really that different sometimes. You see a lot of common attitudes why people want to shop, and of course they go to travel retail because they expect good value for money. But that value can be defined in different ways. For some it's just to have a discount, maybe the more traditional way, to make sure they have some savings compared to downtown shopping. Others are looking for more authentic local products, and that's also something we see all over the world. Among the Chinese, Brazilian, North American, there are certain kind of people who are looking for more local souvenirs that they can take back. Maybe not the typical the kitsch souvenirs, but something that refers to the local culture.
Definitely.
That could even be like a global brand with something locally added to it, for example. So that's something we see, that people have different motivations of buying, but these motivations can be really common among the world, across the world.
Moving on to a specific category, you recently did some work with Lego. Really interesting findings that I've read personally from that. What most interested you about that report?
It actually was quite fascinating to see how important a brand is for a category. We do a lot of research also for other categories, of course, and we've seen that people often look around in a shop based on their knowledge of the brands that they are looking for and they're aware of. But with this research with Lego, we saw very, very strongly that people have certain expectations to quality, to what they expect to find at an airport. And that was quite interesting to see the value even, or the importance of a brand within that category, as also in others, but he was even more dominant.
And as a category, do you think that it doesn't have the prominence perhaps and the retail space that it deserves, considering we should be caring about the customer and not perhaps thinking of just about margins?
Yes, I think that's a very good point, because that's one of the issues we saw, that many people who have children, travel with children, or are visiting somebody who has children, or friends or relatives, they would like to have the opportunity to do some shopping at the airport for children. And that's actually a huge amount of travelers, and it's very small, this part that's really offered currently at the airport. I do think that would be a good aspect, category to grow and to focus on, and also the consumers who then feel that they're taken care of, because especially if the toys are also then related a little bit to traveling, or maybe to a certain region.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, you talk to a lot of people in the industry, so you've got a pretty good barometer for how people are feeling, and the health of trading. How would you say people are describing 2015?
I think that there are many macroeconomic aspects that are very strongly influencing our industry, and people are a little bit surprised by it, although they shouldn't be surprised by it. And we understand that the currency volatility in certain countries, and very, very important countries, have an immense impact on the shopping behavior. And I think the industry should have been better prepared for that, because it has happened always, will always happen in the future, and it's important to be able to react to that, because people are insecure, they don't know what is worth today, they're not aware of the currency. So how can we build more trust to make sure that the people receive good value for money when they buy in travel retail? And I think everybody should be more prepared regarding that. And we know some retailers or brands, they do research to try to understand how can they react to it, and how can they actually, or not only reacting, but also be more proactive in informing and
not waiting for things to happen.
Exactly, yes.
We're here with David now, Peter Mohn's business partner. Thank you again for your time as well. I want to talk to you about the exciting new research tool in collaboration with Generation Research. Can you take us through what exactly this research tool is?
Yes, well, we really wanted to bring together in a single interactive web tool what we consider as being the four major pillars of information. So that's obviously the sales data from generation. That's a basic that is really important. And we're also working very hard with generation to make it more and more complete, to try and get more retailers on board. This is not easy, but as you know, we all need this information to progress as an industry. Then mindset core activity, which is consumer behavior data. And this also we want to change a little bit and do it on an ongoing basis. So we are planning on adding into this web portal of information 20,000 airport interviews where we will have the footfall, the conversion rates, the past purchase, the shopping baskets, the reason for purchasing something or not purchasing anything. So quite a complete base of consumer behavior.
Comprehensive.
Yeah. Comprehensive.
You mentioned just then how difficult it is sometimes to get people to work with you, be transparent with their figures. How do you think you're going to be able to improve this going forward?
Well, I think that's one of the major reasons we decided to join forces with Generation. Well, one is to get all this information for the brands. Some airports are demanding this kind of information as well. But it's also to have something to give to the retailers who are willing to share information with us, something additional. So with these 20,000 interview a year, that's already a very big plus that we put into the basket.
That sounds more than fair in my opinion. I think it's very encouraging that you're able to give them all that, and hopefully you just want them to, be transparent. That's the payoff. Hopefully, So it's all going well. You're
so far so good. Yes. Well, as you know, it's a long process. We started working together this spring, so by the time we knew exactly what we wanted to do, and then start to talk to retailers. But so far, no one said it's a bad idea, and no, we are not going to participate. So we have a very interesting discussion, and hopefully soon we will be able to announce some good news. Yes, on that field.
Excellent. We'll make sure it's with TRBusiness.
Of course.
Nice to see you.
Thank you,
David.
Bye.